Okay, so Simon, so you got this valuation on Sunday.
Yeah.
We've just done a quick video about establishing market value, and the evidence would suggest that the market value is in the region of 550. Okay, so so when you talk to the owners, it's important you don't tell them that's your opinion, you don't tell them that's what you think it's worth. You say that's the evidence, the market evidence would suggest. But your job is to get them the best possible price, and you're here to help them with expert marketing, expert negotiation skills to maximize the sale price. And there's a whole strategy behind that. There's the marketing strategy, and there's also a pricing strategy. So today I just want to talk about a pricing strategy to get the best possible price for that property. So I'd have the conversation with the owner, show them the evidence, and I would then be saying, look, I'm not saying what the property is worth. The evidence would suggest 550, but let's just for argument's sake say that's the market value. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but just for argument's sake, let's say that that's the market value. Now we have to look at the pricing strategy. So the pricing strategy, they've probably got three options. Option one is to put it above market value and maybe 600,000 and the view to coming down to the market value. Option two is to put it on at market value, so put it on at 550 and aim to get 550. And option three is to put it below market value with an offers over price. So you could put it offers over 500 and with maybe an open house, and we want to push the price up with some higher offers. So if we quickly look at the for and against with each one of those, if they put it on at 600 above market value, the problem is it probably won't generate much interest, and it'll be on the market for quite a long time. And in fact, that's what they've already done, and they haven't had the interest. And then what happens? It's on the market for 3 or 4 or 5 months, and it goes stale. People think, what's wrong with that property? Why hasn't it sold? Why doesn't anyone else want it? And if nobody else wants it, then I probably won't want it as a buyer. And then you end up having to reduce it and reduce it and reduce it. And that'll have a negative effect to the eventual sale price. And even if someone does come and look at it, they're probably going to find better value for money, because they might see other properties at 600,000 that are in better, and they're going to go for those other ones. If they did make an offer, it'd be a low offer, and you're only negotiating with one person. But the chance of finding a buyer by putting it too high are slim. So you could put it on at market value. Again, you'd generate more interest. There's no guarantee that is the right market value. It still might not sell, and it still could stick, and even if you do get viewings, people tend to make an offer and they think, well, it's on the market at this price, I'm going to offer less. But it's certainly an option, and you may well get the asking price. But what if it sells really quickly at 550? Would you be thinking, oh, maybe we sold it too cheap, maybe we could have got a bit more? So that's the other side in the danger. If you put a price in there at 550 and sell it too quickly, so you don't know, and it's hard to tell. So the other option is offers over price. So if we did an offers over at, say, 500, this would attract lots and lots of interest and lots of viewings, because it's below market value. In fact, it's also a right move price bracket, and that's essential when you are pricing, because I noticed it was on at 595, which is absolutely crazy. It should always be in line with the right move price bracket. But there's going to be a lot of people looking between 450 and 500 that are going to see this property, and obviously then there's people between 500 and 600 and 500 and 550. We're going to get lots more people. So we're attracting the buyers with a price that's going to tempt them. So, and in conjunction with an open house, we're going to have lots and lots of viewings. So let's aim to have 20 viewings all in one day. And then once you've got lots of people there, it's a bit like an auction, and competition forces the price up. And when people look at the property, they'll be thinking, this is the best house I've seen at this price, because a lot of the properties that are on at 500 are probably only worth 450, and they've just put it on an optimistic price. So when people look at it, and we're tempting them in, once you're through the door and they've invested time, they're going to fall in love with it. And then they're going to say, right, how much have I got to pay for it? Then it'll be an offer of 510, a 520, 530, and we'll keep the bidding going as high as it will possibly go. And there'll be a lot more people bidding, and they'll be looking around thinking, oh my goodness me, there's so many people interested in this house. I've got to make a really good offer for me to secure this property. So the great thing is you create a bidding war, you get the maximum offers, and then you can go with best and final offers and then keep that price going up. And then once you've got the maximum offers on the table from the top 2 or 3 buyers, then you can choose the buyer. Who's got cash? Who's sold their house to a first-time buyer? Who's got a long chain? Who needs a low amount of mortgage? So choosing and setting deadlines with exchange. So pricing strategy is key. My advice in every instance is always go with a lower asking price and create a lot of competition, force the price up. There will be objections from the seller. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, so I can talk with confidence and show them examples. So you must show them examples and evidence of other properties that we've been dealing with where they've sold for more. In fact, it would be worth showing the video. Maybe we could add the video at the end of an open house that my colleague did. Paul, with he got over £100,000 over the asking price. So I've done open houses where I've had offers over £1 million and sold it for £1.25 million, so £250,000. That's 25% over the asking price. In that particular instance, the bidder started at 900, and so my negotiation skills got them up to 350,000. So you need to be an expert in negotiation. We can help you with that. Again, that would be another video. But pricing strategy, there might be some resistance from the owner because they'll be saying, well, what if we get an offer of 490 or 500 or 510, which we don't want to accept? Very simple. You don't accept it. What we're asking isn't the sale price. The sale price will hopefully be 550 or more. And potentially, and they might say, well, we want 575. I'll be saying, well, look, the chances are that if this property is worth it, we'll get that. We might even get 600 if we find the right buyer. But let's get the buyers interested and force the price up. So that's the pricing strategy. It works 90% of the time, and if it's not worked, it's probably because the marketing wasn't right. Or there was something wrong with the house, or the owners decided not to sell. But literally follow that process and that marketing strategy with the price, and you'll create a lot of interest and achieve the best possible price for the owner, which is what we want to do. Great. Hopefully you found that useful. And in the next video, we'll talk about what you can say to win the listing and why they should be using you as opposed to the next agent.